Before we start this video, I should give a massive shout out to Disfarid. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I have no idea. I'm guessing here. Bear with me. On YouTube, another enlisted content creator for making this tier list from scratch for us all to use. I don't know how he has the time or patience to even do it, and let alone get it correct as well. Because even when I checked, and I didn't think he was missing anything, which is kind of insane. So yeah, go give him a subscribe and like on that video. I'll link it in the description for you. And also subscribe to me too. Without further ado, let's just dive straight into it. Remember that this is correct as of the 28th of February 2022, before the major update, so no weapons introduced after this date will be present. Also note that there are tiers here for do not have and not in game. The former meaning weapons I do not have but were once in the game and I can't get them now because, you know, they're in like old founders packs or in the closed beta or for other reasons, so I can't rank them well. The latter means weapons that are not in the game now, but we know they might possibly exist in the future because they're in like the dev or game files. So yeah, I'll give you a few seconds to read them. Done? Cool. Let's start. We'll start with F tier, and primarily in F tier I've pretty much just put pistols. I mean, you know, pistols kind of are just F tier. You don't need pistols, they're just F tier, you know, they're just such an F tier weapon. If I was to describe a weapon that should go in F tier, it would be pistols, or just any pistol that exists in the game whatsoever, because you don't need them, realistically. They're only useful to have, but you don't need them, that's why. And pretty much every other weapon in the game has a use, it does its purpose, you know. Even if you don't like it, it does its purpose. That's why pretty much all those weapons deserve higher than that, and at least in D tier, and we'll come to those a bit later. A lot of them are just kind of the same, just slightly different makes and versions and appearances and skins, so yeah, that's just kind of it, really. If you were to get pistols, if you had to, if someone forced you to get pistols, there's a life or death situation, you had to pick up a pistol, then some of the big ones would be the Mauser C96, the M1911A1 Colt's not bad, the TT and the TK I don't think are too bad either, or the Browning High Power as well, decent reviews, so you get some of those, but other than that, you really don't need them. You really don't. The only other things that are in this F tier are a couple of shotguns, Luftwaffe drilling, and the TOS-B, because they're just awful. These two have one bullet in the mag, you know, one shot, and then you got to reload. It's just no point in having them. It's just so little point. They're still rubbish even with the updates that recently came in. And then there's the M1 carbine, which is just a weapon. If you watched my other videos on my channel, then honestly, you'd know that I hate this weapon and I think it's utterly useless. Like, there's just no... You'd rather have a bolt action than it. It's just a semi-auto rifle, but it's just so bad. Why would you even want this thing? Who knows, dude?
Whoever's involved in this, stop it.
Moving into D tier. Now, everything that's within a category is not in order. They're just, you know, all D tier. And I could spend the time rearranging them, but to be honest, I spent so long ranking them that I just can't be bothered. We'll start with the MP28. It does its job, you know, it does its job. It's okay. It's a bit slow of a fire rate. Not fantastic. You get much better unlocks later on. That's it. MP38, very, very similar. MP3008, very, very similar. VG15, a weapon that I just hate. I mean, it does its job. It's an SMG, but it pretty much acts as a semi-auto rifle. It's hard hitting, but it just has no... I don't even think it has automatic firing mode. It's that kind of strange. Why would you even want this thing on an SMG? Who knows? But it does its job, which is why it's not an F tier. The Beretta M1918 is just too quick for its magazine size, too small magazine size. Mosin M44L rifle. I think this is a premium squad, if I'm not mistaken. It's okay, you know, it's just a decent rifle, but you know what? I don't really get why you'd want to spend your money on it unless you just want a new kind of gun, because it feels kind of cool. I'll give him that. Beretta M38 is another one where its fire rate is just too high compared to its magazine size. The OVP M1918, same kind of thing. The Bren MK, it's just a bit meh. Mosin M1907 carbine, same kind of thing as the Mosin M44L rifle, but just not premium squad. So yeah, knife, you know, every soldier comes with one of these, but they're just quite weak. It takes 2 to 3 hits to kill, and by that point you might be shot anyway. Like, someone has enough time, a smart AI has enough time to turn around and shoot you before you've knifed him 3 times. Like, and then similarly, the Sanmarco dagger and Moroccan dagger, they're just unique versions of the knife. Mosin M44L, can't even remember what the difference is between these two, but yeah, you know, we move. Mosin M91 9130, same kind of thing as the previous rifles. And we get to the mortars here. I put all mortars into D tier because, I mean, they do their job. I quite like mortars. Arguably, they could be in C tier or a bit higher. People give too much stick to mortar squads, but they're actually quite useful if you use them correctly, that is. There's an M44, another version, the same kind of thing. Winchester Model 1912, this is the shotgun I was talking to you about that didn't go into F tier. It makes it into D tier because it's just because you can fire it more times without having to reload, and it does a bit more damage, I think. Like, it's genuinely a viable weapon. You might actually want to use this instead of an SMG. Possibly. Almost never, but possibly. M24 grenade, MK2 grenade, F1 grenade, all of these, you know, just standard hand grenades in D because there's no reason to use these at the minute above explosive packs. All of the mines are also, this is spelt wrong, Disfrid, how dare you spell this wrong?
That's totally wrong. It's just like wrong.
Mines are getting buffs soon, so hopefully they'll be a bit more useful in the future, but at the moment they're still not something you should really spend your silver orders on. Shovel, D tier, you can't kill with it, I don't think. I think I'm a victim of this. I tried to kill someone with a shovel and ended up just digging in his face, and he turned around and shot me because he didn't understand why he was going lower into the ground, like with the sand. I'll never forget that. That was funny. Weapon bashing, I mean, you know, it does its job, but it's not very effective. It pretty much does the same amount of damage as a knife. Maz 36, it's not a bad rifle. Same kind of thing as the other previous ones. Kar 98K, same thing. Springfield, same thing. Sniper version of the Kar 98K, same thing. Kar 98 Kriegs model, same thing. Wrapped sniper M9130, it's just another standard sniper, but wrapped, you know, it kind of has this cool skin. Springfield, this is one of the sniper versions. It's okay, you know, nothing special about it. M1918 Enfield, God, I can't talk today. Tunisia, okay. Molotov, pointless really. There's virtually no situation where a Molotov is more useful above an explosive pack or even a normal grenade. You might as well use a flamethrower. Molotovs could possibly be used to like block choke points and that kind of thing, but it's not worth carrying one over carrying an explosive pack. Stern pistol, nothing wrong with it as well. It can do the job of killing tank weapons, but it's basically a meme at this point. Mosin M1907, same thing as before. Mosin 1938. Two more rifles, same thing as we said before. Moving into C tier, we have the Schmeisser, which is a gold weapon. It's okay, but it's arguably one of the worst gold weapons that the Axis have, unless you just like it. It kind of feels cool. It has a cool shot sound, which is why it's not in D. It's unique, which is what I like. FNAB 43 gets a bit of a bad rep, as I said in my previous video. It's not bad at all. Upgrade it. It's pretty dang good. Browning M1918. This is, I believe, a premium squad weapon. It's pretty good. It's okay. Does its job. Could be in B, arguably, but I'm not a massive fan of it because why would you even want to buy this thing when, you know, you get the M1918 A2 version later on and the A1 version as well. Charlton automatic rifle, I quite like it. Arguably it could be in B, but then again, you got it in Tunisia from an event and you want to use the Browning M1918 A2 again. Brenner MK2, it's okay. Same thing as the Charlton and the Browning. Vickers Berthia, I'm not a big fan of the sights on this one, but you know, we move, same thing as the others. The Madsen, it's okay. I actually quite liked using it and it's got a cool name. You want to use the DP27 and DP29 and DPM whenever you get those instead, so it goes into C. ZB26, it's very quick to fire, this one. I don't mind it. Keep it in C because I think it's a bit too quick considering its magazine size. The Breda only has 20 bullets in a mag, so it's not a great LMG. Mosin M91 Dragoon, I actually love this. It sounds so cool to fire, and just calling it the Dragoon, dude, is just awesome. The Boys ATR, a weapon that has a really cool name, like it makes you feel like you're one of the boys, you know, but it's kind of weak. PZB38, GRB39, PTR D41, they're all okay, they do their job. Like, if you use them correctly, they do their job, just like the Boys ATR. But I'm not a big fan of these because I believe all of these only have one mag in the chamber. Sniper Mosin, it's okay. M1 flamethrower, it's a flamethrower. I love flamethrowers, they're damn cool, but they're very much outclassed by the M2s later on. Like, you've got the ROX 2 here and the Flammenwerfer 35, or 35. Yeah. Nebelhandgranate, smoke grenade. Smoke grenades are pretty damn good. They could arguably be in B if you use them correctly, but I don't think they have enough smoke. They're a bit outclassed by the smoke artillery that radio men can bring in. You'd actually rather use your grenade slot for an explosive pack once again. Pre-war Kar 98K, I'm quite a fan of these, therefore they're above D, and the sniper one as well. They just feel quite cool to use, quite a cool firing sound. And the Raptor version here is just, you know, a different skin. Sniper Gewehr 98, I can't even remember too much about this one. Kind of a forgettable weapon, but it does its job and I think I remember it was just a bit better. When I was looking at it, it just felt a bit better to me. Compared to 33, 30, 40, actually this could be in D. There's no real reason for this to be in C. Visa 24 could arguably be in B. There's nothing wrong with it. Kind of feels cool. Good rifle, in my opinion. Mannlicher, fantastic name. This deserves S+, just because of its name. It's unbelievable what a weapon it is. It just feels cool, and I like the sights as well, if I remember correctly. Carcano M41, it's pretty good. Quite like it. Gets outclassed a little bit later by other Tunisian rifles, but very solid rifle. Same with the Carcano Mod 38. It's slightly better than the Carcano M41, but not enough to really put it into B tier. Ross Mark III, I'm a big fan of these sights. I know other YouTubers like Quadro don't like the Ross, but I do. Sten Mark III, decent submachine gun. Bullet dispersion's a bit bad though, but other than that, you know, nothing really wrong with it. M3 Field Mod, that's the M3 Grease gun, but with a field modification, which is a premium squad. It's okay, you know, it's not much better than the M3 whatsoever. So, and then following it, we've got the M3 itself, you know, the Grease gun, the M3 submachine gun, Grease gun, whatever you want to call it. You can use it until the late game. It sort of lasts that long if you upgrade it, especially. Sten Mark II, in the Tunisia campaign, one of the allies is assaulter squads. There's no real reason to use this over anything else you unlock later in the campaign. Feels okay, but it's actually kind of worse than the Sten Mark III, which you get for free in the Normandy campaign. So, oh wait, I got these all the way around. Sten Mark II is the one. Oh my god. Sten Mark III is the one which you have to pay for. The Sten Mark II is the free version in Normandy, I think. Oh my god, I'm getting mixed up. But the point is, they're very, very similar. You know, they just deserve to be in C. Lanchester, it's okay. It's not really an upgrade on the Sten, whichever Sten it actually is. That's the free version. I'm not even going to check. Can't be asked. I'd rather just keep this in. Can't be bothered. PBT-27, it's an okay weapon. I can't even remember too much about it. I just know that it's a Soviet weapon. Yeah, I can't really remember why I put it in C, but in which case it might be in B. But, you know, I put it in C for a reason. Now we go into tier B, and now we get into the actual quite decent weapons that you probably want to use. MKB, premium weapon. Pretty damn good. It's got a low fire rate, but it's quite good, especially in Moscow, and it feels unique as well. Kind of cool firing sound. MP40-1, which is the MP40 but with a second magazine, so you can just switch between the two. Just saves you a bit on reload, at least once, but there's no real reason why it's that much different from the MP40, therefore they're both in the same tier. EMP, quite good, same kind of thing. Used to be quite good in the olden days when, you know, that sort of thing just came out, but now it's sort of outclassed by later things, so it's not as good anymore. MP35-1 has some quite good damage, and considering how late of an unlock it is, it's not that good. It will do more than enough than you need it to, so it deserves to be in B. Beretta M38 Extended, much better than the Beretta M38 alone, because it's got the extended magazine, that's what that means. 40 round magazine, I believe. Browning M1918A1, good machine gun, nothing wrong with it. I quite like its sights, actually. MG13, same kind of thing, pretty good. MG34, pretty good as well. MG42, also pretty good. You know, all these machine guns, decent. Piat, Panzerfaust 60, Panzerfaust 100, PTRS 41, all anti-tank rifles, they all do their job. The 100 just adds a bit of range, I think, on the 60, so, you know, it's not too different. PTRS 41, this is the upgrade on the previous ones I was talking about, like the PZB 38, the GRB 39, the PTRD 41, etc. Because it's got 5 rounds in the mag. You can use this as a semi-automatic rifle, which hasn't been nerfed. Do you remember when the semi-autos were nerfed and you can't fire them as quickly anymore? The PTRS was unaffected. So essentially you've got a semi-auto rifle and an anti-tank rifle.
Okay.
So you know, let's not take the piss here.
I certainly wasn't.
Well, I think you are.
RMN-50, another gold order weapon, one of these wacky ones that you get in the Soviets. It's for the bombers, and it's one of those like has an artillery shell on the end of it, so you're firing an artillery shell, which is pretty damn cool. If you use it correctly, it deserves to be an A, but if you don't use it correctly, you know, it's just a bit of a waste. You'd rather have, you know, something else like an AVS-36, for example, on the bomber. So it's situational. Winchester M1985, a bolt-action rifle, or is it semi-auto? I don't even know. But it feels awesome to use. It's like a shotgun sound. You'd want to use it, trust me. Berthier M16 carbine. This is the premium squad weapon on the Morocco squad, which I reviewed in my previous video, but it is pretty damn cool. I am a big fan of this weapon. Awesome sounds, and it just fits the Moroccan kind of French aesthetic. It's a French rifle. Gewehr 1888, a gold order weapon for Moscow for the Axis. I love it. It's so powerful. You one-hit kill anything from really far away as well. Like, it's just better than all the bolt-action rifles on Moscow for the Axis. The M28, now I can't even remember what even is this? I don't even remember what this is. I don't even remember what this is. Disfarid, you need to label more about what this is, because that means nothing to me. I can't remember what this is, but I gave it B for a reason, so I'll leave it at that. The VG2, pretty damn good actually. It's a Volkssturm Gewehr rifle, which I mentioned previously in my rifles video. It makes the top 20 because it is actually that good in terms of rifles. Carcano M91, the best version of the Carcano rifles in Tunisia for the Axis. Italian weapon as well, so it gets an extra +1 boost in my eyes because I'm biased towards Italians. Sniper Carcano, same thing. Arisaka, I think it's Arisaka. I think it's a Japanese weapon, if I'm not mistaken. Premium squad for Moscow allies. Bolt action weapon as well. It's cool. It's just cool having a unique weapon like this. I'd be happy having this. I just like unique stuff. I don't care if you disagree with me. It deserves to be, in my eyes. Springfield M1903A4, just an upgrade on the A1 version. It's the sniper. Lee Enfield number 4 Mark 1. This is not going to be the sniper version, at least for now, I think. The sniper version of this would be like S or A tier, but the normal rifle version it's okay. It's probably the best rifle in Tunisia for the Allies. Springfield M1903 Pedersen device. It got harshly nerfed when the semi-auto nerfs came through. I don't really know why you'd want to spend your gold order on it, really. It's kind of interesting, which is why you probably want to get it. It's just not much better than the standard later campaign unlocks for Normandy Allies. So BSA model Thompson 1929. It's cool. It's interesting. It's unique. It feels kind of cool, but it does have a 20-round mag, therefore it's not an A. The M50 Rising is quite cool, quite interesting to use. It's a Normandy Allies unlock. Quite cool, does its job, quite accurate, nothing really to not like about it. It's a bit slow fire rate, I guess, for some. M3A1, this is the grease gun, but the A1 version, the later unlocked, it's slightly better than the M3 grease gun version. Because it's got really high hit power, it's actually worth it to use for the long haul. PPD 1929, nothing wrong with it really. It might just not have the biggest magazine size for its fire rates, because PPD is always quite big fire rates. This is a gold order unlock as well, so no real reason why you'd want to use this over the PPD 40, say. PPD 3438, box magazine, therefore it's only got something like 25 bullets or 30 bullets in the magazine, I can't remember, but considering their fire rates, it's just not really that worth it. But bear in mind, you will probably spend more time reloading this thing than actually firing it. PPSH 41, PPSHs are lethal, box magazine again, so it's the small magazine size, and it's even quicker than the PPDs, so you will guaranteed spend more time reloading this thing than firing it. PPS 42, a very, very, very underrated weapon in my mind. ZK 383, another good submachine gun, kind of underappreciated. It's got the cool bipod feature on it as well, so it actually has no recoil whatsoever when you fire it. If you're going prone, you're on the ground. It's just one of the unique things about this. Now into A tier, so we're in the big boy club now. PPS 43, the direct upgrade on the PPS 42, is just really, really good. It's just really a shame that it's outclassed by the PPD 34, 38s and PPD 40s, and then the PPSHs as well. Irma EMP 44, very, very good gun. Could arguably be S tier. VMP 1926, another very good SMG. I spent my gold order on this one. Browning M191802, the best light machine gun, best machine gun sort of period, I think, at least in my mind. Nothing not to love. It could even be S tier, to be honest. It's kind of that good. Lewis gun, premium squad, that came out very recently for Moscow allies. Very good gun, really. It's chunky as hell, and it makes you run quite slow when you carry it, but it feels awesome to use. DP27, very, very good light machine gun. DT29, same thing. DPM, also same thing. They're very similar in my mind. I can't even remember what the difference is between them, but they're just very, very good. MG13, MG34, MG13 extended with the extended mag, and the MG34 with the extended magazines. The extended magazines are very, very useful because these things fire like crazy, so you need that, especially with the Patronen Trommel. But yeah, something, however that's said, I don't know, dude. Then we get into the military sabers, the cavalry sword, the officer sword, the infantry officer sword, the officer sword, blah blah blah. Basically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versions of just swords. Much better than knives, and you run really, really quick while you hold them for some reason. So you feel like Speedy Gonzales running around. It's just damn cool. M1 bazooka, probably a controversial choice, but I love the M1 bazooka because of its range. Everyone talks about bazookas when you're younger, like, you just want to fire stuff. I've held a bazooka in real life for the Peruvian army. Fun fact for you there. Not for the Peruvian army. I'm not a part of any army. I promise. The army man just gave it to me. I swear. I didn't fire it, I swear. Even though it might not be the most powerful thing, maybe the Piat's better, I just love using it. Label, 1886 M93. This is part of the premium squad, the Volkssturm premium squad that I reviewed in one of my other videos. This weapon is so absurdly powerful, it's insane. In my opinion, it's the best bolt-action rifle in the game. The only problem is it takes 25 years to reload. Probably not exactly that, but because you get 9 of these in the premium squad, just change soldier. Mosquetto M91, maybe 80 is a bit too high for it, but I just really like it. It's just very, very good. It's part of the premium squad for Tunisia Axis, the Italian Marines, the San Marco Brigade, 3rd Battalion Tobruk. Johnson M1941. This is the semi-auto rifle that you get as part of a premium squad in the Normandy Allies campaign. Just damn good. Very unique, cool firing sound, good shot dispersion, nothing really to not like about it. Pedersen rifle, gold order weapon. I got this in Tunisia because it makes a lot more sense to get it in Tunisia because you unlock the M1 Garand, which is basically equivalent, it's kind of the same thing, really late on, so you get access to basically an M1 Garand really early on. SVT-38, very good semi-auto rifle for the Soviets. Love it. Big fan. Sniper SVT-38, same thing, just the sniper version. SVT-40, just pretty much same thing as an SVT-38, but funnily enough, the SVT-38 is actually better than the SVT-40 in-game. Who knows, man? SVT-40, great weapon once again. Fantastic. Sniper SVT-40, same thing. Fantastic. Gewehr 41M, premium squad in Moscow for the Axis, I believe. Just very good. Not very different compared to the normal Gewehr 41, which is also in this tier. Kind of cool it's just got an M, you know. I mean, if you like M's, maybe if your name's like Mick or Michael or Montgomery. Gewehr 43, it's pretty much just slightly better than the Gewehr 41. Sniper version, fantastic. Once again, same thing as I said for the sniper versions of the SVTs. ZH-29, very underappreciated Moscow semi-auto rifle. Czechoslovakian as well, very powerful, awesome firing sound, looks awesome to use. Pavesi M42, brilliant in my opinion. I think a lot of people don't like it for some reason. It kind of has a slightly better shot dispersion, at least what I've noticed. A bit more power as well. It just is a better version of the Armaguerra. Armaguerra's here as well. M2 carbine, well, I'm not a huge fan of the M2 carbine, but it's best used as an equivalent to an SMG. AVS 36, much better. Big fan. Good sights. Automatic firing mode, awesome. Sniper AVS, same thing. Sniper version, awesome. Love it. M2A1, what the hell does this refer to? Oh, the M2A1 carbine, which is the gold order weapon. Yes, that is a cool SMG. Unique, interesting, very nice. Like it. Hyde Model 35, same kind of thing. Pretty cool, unique, like it. Just not much better than the Thompson's. SMLE Mark III, this is probably an overstatement. I'm just obsessed with this weapon. It feels awesome. Clap your enemies with the smelly, dude. It's a bolt action rifle, so it probably is stretching a little bit to be in this tier, but I love it so much that I'm just putting it in A tier. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what you say. I don't care. M1 Thompson. Now, this is the later unlock of the Thompson that you get. It's the much higher firing rate one. The Deg, the what? The Deg Tierev. That's how I can always pronounce it, but I have no idea if it's actually called that. The Degtyarev PDM-42. Is this a gold order weapon? I actually really like it. It's really unique. It's just outclassed later by the PPSH and things. PPD-40. This is very good SMG. Could arguably be an S tier. Big magazine size, high fire rate, lovely. PPD-1944. Very cool, very interesting, very unique weapon. Another premium squad weapon. PPD-3438. Now this thing is damn good as well. It's just a bit worse than the PPD-40, but not by very much. Therefore, it has to be A. He's missed the umlaut on this. This is a, how do you even say that? Gerät? No, it's Gerät or something. Gerät. I was correct. I'm a genius. I'm an utterly German genius. The Gerät Nil 3, Nil Dry, whatever you want to call it, is actually a really good semi-automatic for the Axis. It's actually really good. Axe. Well, an axe is better than a knife, and that's a statistical fact. Because you can one-hit kill people. It's the best melee weapon you can get at the minute. Because you don't really want to switch to a melee weapon. You'd rather have a bayonet. You'd rather just to save yourself the extra few seconds or milliseconds or whatever it is of switching to the melee weapon, which can, kill you if you're not very careful. So it goes into A. Finally, we're on S tier. Dear God, it's been so long and I've been talking for what seems like ages. Once again, remember that all of these tiers, everything within the tier is not in the order of what I actually rate it as. I just couldn't be bothered to do that. Suomi KP, love it. I spent my gold orders on this one. It's a Finnish submachine gun, perfect. It has like no recoil and looks awesome. MP43-1, pretty much the precursor to the STG-44, which I pretty much ranked as first in my assault weapons top 20 ranking video, so go watch that. Feels awesome, feels like it doesn't belong in World War II, but it does. And then the hammer, hammer, awesome. Love a good hammer. This engineer tool is dang good. You know how many things you can build with it. Rally points, ammo boxes, barbed wire, flat guns. How can this not be S tier? You don't deal damage directly with it, I should say. You don't literally bonk people on the top of their heads with hammers. You use it to build things to kill enemies. MG42 stationary, awesome. Has like no recoil when using this. Like, think Normandy Axis, defending D-Day. All those stationary MG42s, mowing down Americans. Sniper MKB-42H, the final unlock for the Moscow Axis. It's a sniper version because the MKB-42 alone would be a dang good SMG. AKT-40, awesome weapon. It's got automatic firing mode, if I'm not mistaken. It's a premium squad weapon, really good and just really unique. AVT-40, it feels awesome to use, great firing sound. Gewehr, he spelled Gewehr wrong. I know it because he's missed an E. Gewehr 43 Kurz. This is the chambered for the Kurz cartridge weapon, the gold order weapon, which is spoken about very highly as the best gold order weapon in the game, and you can put it on any trooper as well, apart from SMGs and machine gunners. FG42, really don't need to speak too much about this thing, it's dang good. FG42-2, just a better version of it with even less recoil. It's OP as hell. If you want to read more about it, then watch my rifles video, the top 20 rifles, because these two place very highly in it. Explosive pack, come on. Has to be an S tier, has to be. You can explode tanks with it, and you can use it as a standard grenade, and it really packs a punch. So, literally, because it's an explosive pack. Get it? Haha. Sniper FG42, just the FG42 but with an even bigger scope. M1A1 Thompson, may be controversial being an S tier, but better version of the M1 Thompson. M21-28 Thompson, box magazine, this is the really cool one with the cool handle in Tunisia, for the last SMG unlock in Tunisia for the Allies, I believe. Awesome weapon, love using it, just better than the M1A1 Thompson and the M1 Thompson, so it has to be an S tier. PPD-40 DSZ, this is another premium squad weapon, if I'm not mistaken, I think. God, I hope I'm right. Damn cool, love it, awesome. It's just a PPD, but with even better stats, really. PPSH has got much quicker fire rate. Then we have the Berdan 2. Now, the Berdan 2. Obviously, how can it not be S tier? It's the meme cannon, the one-shot meme cannon. It will one-hit kill anything, provided you actually hit it. Some people might put it F tier, but I think it's S tier. It's just awesome. M2 flamethrower. Awesome, absolutely awesome. Same for the Flammenwerfer 41 and the ROX 3. They've got such a long firing range as well, which is crucial. I think people don't appreciate how good these actually are and how useful they can be in blocking doorways and things. Really good, love them. So yeah, we're done. That though is going to wrap up this tier list, and I hope you've enjoyed it and learned something new. If you have, then slap a like on this video, and of course subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. But in the meantime, have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.